Hello, welcome. It's almost HardLore time, but first...
HardLore is now a record label.
That's right. HardLore Records has arrived. I heard the new Cosmic Joke songs and thought to myself, wouldn't it be crazy to put these out in some way? So Bo and I did that along with our good friend Sam at Triple B Records. And we wanted to start this episode with a very special world premiere.
So here is the music video of Kamikaze by Cosmic Joke.
So, Bo, let's make history. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm very well. How are you?
I am also very well. This is a big day, exciting day on the show. We're live in scenic, beautiful Van Nuys, California, with a valley. I got a valley legend to my left.
Stop. He's the valley legend.
No.
Are you 818?
I am 818.
Wow.
OG.
You bet your sweet
Wait.
she's 818, though.
I don't think I can show it on the camera, but I have a big 818 on my ankle.
It's a big gun on your ankle?
Yeah. I don't think I could lift it like that.
No, it's all right. No, they can imagine.
Yes.
Anyway, this is big because a couple weeks ago during the awards show, we called Fleshwater the band to watch in 2024. It's now 2024.
It is.
All eyes.
So you're going to watch Fleshwater
yeah.
on HardLore right now because I've got my very good friend, everyone's favorite new front person in the world, Marisa. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Woo! Thank you for being here. You guys just toured together. How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of fun.
The Fleshwater vein, like that whole camp, are such a collective group of pure individuals that it's like there's such a joy and so easy to tour with, and like everything is just like, I don't know. I had a great time. They were fantastic. They played fantastic. They were troopers. I can't wait to talk about.
Until you beat one of them at a video game?
Yeah, which I don't think I could even do.
And then
I don't think even the guy can.
The dynamic changes. But yeah, agreed.
Like one thing that comes to mind right away is, Marissa, where was the drive when your van broke down? Texas? Somewhere?
Somewhere in Texas, right? It was Texas?
I think so. And,
I think so, yeah.
Or Arizona or something. And it was like...
What happened?
We were driving through the night. I already knew that the van had troubles before the tour even started. I was nervous that was going to happen. But it just shuts down in the middle of the freeway, in the middle of nowhere. And we all have no service. Our phones say SOS.
Oh, perfect.
And it's like 2 a.m.
Did you use the SOS thing?
No. Jeremy had to like walk around in the woods, and he ended up getting a bar somewhere, and he was able to call AAA, but they took hours to show up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really scary. I was scared. They had to calm me down because what are they called? I'm blanking on the kind of truck that they are. Like the trucks were going by.
Like semis?
Yeah, like an 18-wheeler truck. They were just flying by, and I was like, that's going to hit us really.
What did they do to calm you down? Dance?
Make fun of me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No. They were chill. They were really good at calming me down.
The reason I even bring it up was because like when Jeremy texted the group chat, it was like, hey, I think our timing belt blew, which is like cheap part, crazy labor kind of a thing. And it was like, we're probably going to miss tomorrow's show and maybe the next show or something to get to LA because we were on our way there. And then it was like, oh, hey, yeah, we got it fixed. We left by 9 a.m.
Yeah,
they made it to the show.
We ended up getting picked up by AAA at like 4 a.m. We didn't get into the hotel. They said it was going to take maybe a few hours the day, maybe. We ended up getting it back like an hour after we dropped it off.
Damn.
Yeah, we were the first ones. And so we went to bed, woke up, drove with the actual van, and we got to the show early.
Wow, that shop had a timing incentive bonus that day.
Yeah. And it was just awesome. It was just proof of like this bunch of weirdos had a major problem and figured it out and didn't like skip a beat. And like that's my favorite example of what the Fleshwater team is.
They always get it done.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the time they have bands like us with them to help them get it done. But more on that later.
Yes.
Let's start from the top because you have a very interesting introduction to extreme music, I would say.
How so?
Your high school band coach?
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about how Marissa is basically sitting in this chair because of her high school band coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, please tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on high school band. I played the marimba.
You hear
percussion.
that? You hear that, marimba players?
Yeah.
Hope is not lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Stick with it.
I was also on the vocal ensemble, and it kind of just like bounced back between them.
Sure.
But the drumline, he's actually the drumline coach, but he just kind of worked with all the fields sometimes.
He just had an ear for bangers.
He comes up to me, and he's not too much older than me. He's on the younger side of the coaches. And he goes, hey, I heard that you can sing. And I was like, yeah. He's like, have you ever been in a band? And I was like, no. He said, have you ever thought of being in a band? And I was like, I've always wanted to be. Like, I like bands with singers.
Before that band, what were you into? Like, what did a band mean to you?
Yeah.
I liked like Paramore. I loved Paramore.
Who doesn't?
There was a bunch of bands that I liked. I really liked Head Automatica. That was a big band for me. Which
Friends
is funny.
of the show, Head Automatica.
That's awesome. I'd had no idea Glassjaw was a thing.
Yeah.
I just knew Head Automatica, which is it blows Anthony's mind. But now I love Glassjaw because I was so into Head Automatica.
I mean, the Beating Hearts Baby, American Nightmare, Glassjaw pipeline is very real. You can track that progression.
For sure. I think I saw American Nothing at the time with Glassjaw. Yeah. I went to, that was like one of the first shows.
We should get on MySpace and start making some tracks together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, would you be interested in being in a band? And I said, yeah, why not? So I get home. He's like, okay, we're having our first band practice tomorrow at that rehearsal space on Reseda.
Sound Arena.
I think so.
It's not that called that anymore.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah, it was
changed
something
it.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, can you take me to this room full of all these people I don't know so I can, men specifically, so I could be in this band? And she was, that's the last thing your mom wants to hear.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And does your family have any kind of musical background?
My dad,
Okay.
but not my mom.
Okay. So dad would get it.
Dad would get it. Yes. Dad was excited.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I show up. I don't wear earplugs because I didn't know what to expect. And the whole next day at school, all I heard was
Yeah.
for like 24 hours. And I
Wow.
literally thought that I had permanent tinnitus just from one band practice. But it was a lot of fun. They handed me lyrics. I guess their old singer had to go to college. So they were like, oh, you want to sing? So they got another student where that might be an option.
Good point.
The
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah. And they just gave me like her old lyrics and I sang them. And then we ended up writing new songs together eventually.
What was the vibe? Like Evanescence type? You were the singer. He was the lead screamer.
You're the Amy
he
Lee.
was the screamer. The only footage of us online is an acoustic video, so he's not screaming in it. It's just me singing.
Is that on Vimeo from
It's on
Club
YouTube.
13 or something?
No, it's on YouTube. It's a Hot Topic acoustic session.
Oh.
That's a legit gig, dude.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm
Panic at
16
the
in it
Disco
and
did
like
that and
pretty
shit.
blonde.
What?
Yeah. So it doesn't even look like me.
Let me ask you this: was Rachel Ben-SHAH in the house that day?
Yes. Yes, she was. Rachel Ben-SHAH's always in the house.
Shout out Rachel Ben-SHAH.
Yes.
What was the name of the band?
We were called The Lights Around Us.
That's
So
very.
if you go
What
on
year was
YouTube,
this?
You'll find it.
What year?
2011.
11?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. It's funny because she was like,
I think.
I was doing math in my head where she was like, oh, before this I was like into Paramore.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah. Wait,
Does that
add up?
well, no,
Yeah,
what I'm
that's just,
saying
you
is you were into Paramore as a very young person and I like had a job. Like I was driving to work listening to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I loved Brand New Eyes. That album was so good.
Me and Mac put it on the other day and blew through the whole thing. It's crazy how many bangers in a row.
Yeah.
are
It's
on that
true.
thing.
I mean, my dad didn't like any music I ever listened to that was newer, but he would put on Brand New Eyes himself.
Really?
Means something.
Those kids had something,
Mm-hmm.
still do.
Yeah.
I could hear it.
So Taft High School,
Yes. And what were you again?
Birmingham,
Birmingham.
direct competitors,
Yes.
huge beef. But I was long gone.
I couldn't be seen
Yeah, exactly.
with that person.
I was Lake Park.
Oh,
Who was your rivals?
also our rivals. No.
James, like where James went, Naperville.
Naperville.
Yeah.
And John Caution, right?
And John Caution, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Go Lancers.
So Taft High, was there a kind of a big group of hardcore kids at Taft High?
Not really. To be honest, I didn't even get into hardcore until like right when I graduated.
Wow.
So
What year was that?
like 2011. Yeah. Well, because I started playing those shows with that band. I went to the Cobalt a bunch to play those shows.
There we go. There it is.
Legendary venue.
Yeah.
And that's where I met a lot of the people I'm still friends with today.
That's beautiful.
Do you remember any of your first shows playing at the Cobalt? Like any of the... Did you
Yes.
accidentally play with some band who would go on to be huge or something?
No, but I definitely, like the first show I ever played at the Cobalt, I became a massive fan of that band. And they didn't blow up to be anything like massive, but to me, they'll always be like, I don't know, big to me.
Who?
They're called the Victor Ship. They're just a local band.
Oh, okay.
Had you heard of them? Yeah.
Wow.
They're cool. I'm going to shout out them. I had
Shout
them
out to Victor
signed.
Ship.
I bought a CD and I had them sign it.
Damn. I wonder where they are now.
Yeah. They might watch this.
Friends of the show, the Victor Ship. Victor Ship, if you're watching. Welcome. So you were on your own. You graduated high school,
Yes.
then kind of discovered hardcore through against your will, playing in an extreme rock band.
Yeah, it was a lot to take in, especially the Cobalt shows. But I quickly, everyone here was very inviting
So
in that scene.
you literally played in the stars around us.
Lights.
The lights
The
around
lights,
us.
excuse
Lights
me.
around
The
us,
lights
yes.
around us. And then
Scumbag.
and you played shows with like heavier bands that got you into local hardcore shows? Like that's the timeline?
Not like necessarily heavy bands,
But alternative.
bands, which
Okay.
then when I started going to that venue, I would see lineups. And I was like, oh, I'm not familiar with that, but I really wanted to be. So like the first hardcore show I went to at Cobalt was a Zabalba show.
Yeah.
Yep. Was that in 2011?
I think maybe 2012 at that point.
Was it good?
It was awesome.
Okay, good.
And I met like all my current friends there that night.
Okay.
Wow.
'Cause
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then I started going like every weekend. I would just go. I don't care what the show was. I would just go.
So you experienced the danger in a way, and your gut reaction was like, I need more of this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like, this is cool. And then I had to like, my parents started picking up on like how that scene was, I guess. And
In a good way? In a way.
they weren't happy about it. So I had to start being like, I'm going to Rachel's.
Hey, I'm lying.
Yeah. And I convinced my parents that they had this like the Find My Friends app, but it was like the Sprint version back then
Oh, hell yeah.
on my phone. And I convinced them that it was broken and it didn't work. Like they'd be like, why are you at the Cobalt? I'm like, I was there like 3 days ago.
It's glitching.
Oh my
Mom,
God.
you know how it glitches.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, that's so weird.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Mom.
Mom, if you're listening,
Yes.
she lied a lot.
God. I only had to lie once. You had to lie all the time. It's crazy.
What was your lying like?
I'm
bro?
just saying, I would just be like, I'm going to whoever's house and then just be gone all day. You know,
Dude,
didn't have a
yeah.
tracker on me.
We got lucky. Our dad was very trusting and very high. So I think straight edge like blew his mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like to this day, he's like, straight edge is awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys, that's fucking sick. You guys are cool. So he also liked that hardcore shirts were like $10. Cause like,
Oh,
So did he wear them?
no, but school clothes,
Right.
You know, cause I'm
Kohl's.
14 years old going to these shows. He's like, I can give this kid $30 and he's got 3 outfits.
That's
you know?
Yeah.
honestly. I didn't even
Versus
think
you
about
go to Target.
Kohl's, brother.
Yeah. You're getting laundry detergent for $30. You
Yeah.
can't even wash them for $30.
Didn't think
I
about
don't
it
know
like that.
how my mom like lucked out because I was setting course to be a hellion for sure, and then discovered straight edge, and then she just like much similar to your dad, just like trusted me and let me like do whatever.
Well, she never forgot Blair Witch Bo. She always knew he was in there, you know?
God,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know what you're saying.
You were, even if you were a hellion, she'd be like, that's just my scaled widow boy. in the-
My
in the
widow bow.
inside.
Did I ever tell you that my dad one time saw a swear word on a shirt or something, and he was like, "You're straight edge. You should make that part of being straight edge is not swearing."
Aw.
No, Dad.
I was also
Anyway.
straight edge. I say was.
What?
I say was, but hold on. Let me explain.
All right.
Let me
Yeah.
explain. I broke on like a sip of wine because I was craving. I had known what wine tasted like before I went straight edge in high school.
Was it
on-
for the antioxidants or did you?
I just liked the taste. I don't know. See,
The pairing.
I took
Because
a
we got AG1. I can get you
Yeah.
antioxidants if that's what you're
Well,
worried
hear
about.
me out. I took a sip, had the worst allergic reaction immediately. Like as it went down my throat, my entire spine tightened up. I had this like severe
God.
like allergic reaction.
Wow.
That's what he wrote Straight Edge Revenge about.
Yeah.
Wine allergy.
Well, then I like went to the paramedic where I was because I was at an event, and he was like, "Well, maybe you're dehydrated." So I was like, "Maybe you're right," because I've been in the sun all day. So like a week or two later, I went to a show with Rachel and a bunch of my other friends.
Rachel Ben-SHAH.
Yeah, Rachel and Shaw. Yeah, and they brought some alcohol, and I was like, maybe I'll try it again. It was a different kind of alcohol. It was like a hard liquor. Took a sip, same reaction. I was
No way.
in the bathroom in fetal position, like freaking out, in so much pain.
Wow.
So I've never, to this day, I've never been drunk, buzzed, or high.
Wow. So you're still Edge. It's fine.
Kind of.
You
I
smoke
broke.
weed?
No.
You're so straight edge. What do you mean?
I guess so. I just don't claim it.
This
I
is
broke,
this is
so I
the
feel bad.
official proclamation. Marisa Shirar from Fleshwater.
Wow.
One of the great straight edge front persons of our time. You heard it here. Tell me about bands before Fleshwater. I know it was there, were you in grave school?
I was, yes.
Was there anything before grave school other than the Lights Around Us?
There was Lights Around Us. There was this band I was in called Dante.
That's a dope name.
Dante was a really big one for me, like a huge, like, it made me realize this is like what I wanted to do. They were a group of really talented dudes. Actually, that band I mentioned earlier, the Victorship, that I played that first show with the Lights Around Us. I ended up becoming really good friends with those guys, and they kind of like raised me into this music scene. I don't keep up with them that much anymore. One of them I saw recently. He was doing merch for Glassjaw, and I was like, whoa, I remember you.
Whoa. Can I get a medium?
Yeah, can I get a medium? No. But they started taking me to shows, showed me the ropes. They told me that one of their friends' bands was looking for a vocalist, and I really wanted to be in a band again. So they introduced me to them, and I ended up going to their band practices, and they were so talented, all of them. I think their main influences at the time were like, God, I don't even know. Honestly, like they would listen to Diamond Eyes by Deftones a lot. That's the name of the record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Diamond Eyes by Deftones. Yeah, Colin. Right?
I guess.
They would listen to that a lot. They liked, I don't know. They had 1 billion pedals on their board, so that's just
there you go. That tracks. That tracks. Yeah.
What was
They're
that?
having fun.
Yeah,
that all tracks. Yeah, that all makes sense.
Just joking, you know?
And we had our own practice space, so we could practice whenever. And it was fun. It's on Spotify
Dante.
still. Yeah. But there's a lot of bands called Dante, so you'd have to search the
It's probably
record.
just guys named Dante.
Yeah.
Too.
You'd have to search our record, which was called Revisions.
Dante Revisions. Check it out. What's the vibe? Deftones.
Yeah, but also please don't judge my vocals on there because I was like 18 and I didn't know what I was doing.
Been there, my brother.
It's really well recorded.
Oh, good.
But it's like a little bit too overproduced
Yeah.
to my liking.
You got the share believe effect on there?
Actually, yeah, a little bit maybe, but it's
no shame in that. Listen to Share Believe. That's
but
one of the great songs ever written.
That's true.
Yeah.
Life After
I
Love,
did write
baby.
some piano parts on that record though.
Oh, there you go.
That I like.
Yeah, were you always doing piano?
Yeah, piano was my first instrument. My dad threw me into a piano lesson when I was like...
Threw you into a piano lesson?
Well,
physically?
No. He started me on piano lessons when I was 5.
Damn.
But I couldn't... I had really bad like ADHD. I just remember every 5 seconds I'd be like, look at the teacher. Can I have a cup of water? Can I go to the bathroom? Like I did not want to be there.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was a young teenager where I was like, okay, I actually want to know how to do this.
I had the same story.
Yeah.
Really?
You got to get there on your own sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just wanted to fucking surf the web.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You stop me from surfing the web, I'm not
lost
coming
me.
with good intentions. But if I stumbling upon a piano or a drum kit on my own and being like, oh, that's how that works, way different.
Well, what's funny too is my dad tried to give me guitar lessons, and it was immediately like chords and shit. I knew I wanted to play like rock stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So he stopped but I had a proclivity for it. So I was like, he was like, okay. And then I have a half brother, and when he was a kid, he was like, I'm gonna make Jack take piano lessons. Like we're gonna force him to do it. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. And
How
like,
jealous are you that Jack rips at piano?
dude, he hated it. He's not musical because of it. So it's like, you never know. Like
sometimes studying an instrument takes you away from the love of it.
100%.
Yeah.
I majored.
That's anything.
Yeah. I majored in music in college.
Where did you go to college?
CSUN, Cal State Northridge. Yes.
You know that Cupid's is closing? Is that a big deal
I
for you?
heard, yes. It is sad.
What's Cupid's?
RIP. RIP Cupid's Hot Dogs, the best chili dog in the valley. There's another location, but that's the
one.
That was like our, Taylor and I, sucking on some chili dogs down there, no pun intended, is what made me, when we did the Nudie Mag demo, I celebrated by having like 5 chili dogs and finishing one of Shannon's. And that's when I was like, I should probably make a change.
Oh, was that peak?
Yeah, that was
Colin.
it. Oh my God, yes. 260.
We call that peak Colin.
That's BFC.
Yeah.
So CSUN studying music.
Oh yeah, that made me like hate music.
How did you graduate?
Yes.
Congrats, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
So you have a degree in music?
Punk academically.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was cool. Actually, someone in one of your bands I got to see every day at school, and that's how we met.
Miles McIntosh.
Miles from
Dead Body. Yes.
Yeah. He would just be laying in the hallway, like sitting on the floor, just shredding. I just walk by. And then Andrew?
From
Is he-
Apparition?
Ian? God, I don't know.
I think he's in it. Oh. I think he's in Apparition.
I think so. Yeah, maybe. He was always around too. I never knew if they wanted to hang out with me. I just kind of forced myself on them because I know you guys like same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when Miles was in Harness, to the listeners who are familiar with them. Miles is like a straight up, he went to CSUN for jazz guitar.
Yeah, shredder.
So he's like a master jazz guitar player, and somehow we wrangled him into Dead Body.
It's awesome.
Got him.
Got him.
So would you studied all of music at CSUN?
No, I majored in music industry. I initially auditioned to be a vocal performance major.
Oh shit.
But I didn't have enough classical background yet. And I was like, but isn't that what I'm supposed to be here for?
Isn't that the point of the schooling?
Yeah, so they told me if I studied music industry, I could still study an instrument. So I chose voice. So I still got to have one-on-one vocal classical training.
Wow.
But I never, but it was a really cool major too. I did get to learn a lot about the industry.
What does a music industry degree, like what's the end game? Is it like to do like A&R or
you can
agent
work in
or something?
management. Like we had to do internships. I did my internship at Velvet Hammer.
Oh.
So they're a management company. So you can work in management, you can work in booking agencies, you can work at a PRO, so like ASCAP, BMI.
So when some manager schmuck is bullshitting you,
I know.
You know the lingo.
Oh yeah, we
you
took many weeks of classes of what's it called? Contracts.
Oh,
really?
Which actually is very helpful nowadays.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
You're in contract world now.
I'll know if you're bullshitting me.
Exactly.
Don't even try to bullshit us, brother.
Don't even try to bullshit her, brother.
Nope.
Wow, that's awesome.
Interesting.
So Graves, what was that, Bo?
I said that was really interesting. Do you think, Marissa, that has helped you in your musical career?
Definitely. It also is cool because everyone that was in my classes all work in all these companies now. So like when I am, like now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm the artist. I'll be working with these companies and it's like my classmates.
You have colleagues scattered around.
Yeah,
music.
it's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think that school is like maybe a good thing.
Maybe, huh? Colin, did you go to any college at all?
Not a day.
Not a day. Did you know that in high school you knew you weren't going to go?
Yeah. I knew I wanted to tour right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only real college schooling I did was Groundlings.
You did
I
Groundlings?
went to a Groundling
That's funny.
show.
Would you? Oh, just the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't know that. Wait, so you took a class there?
I did the like beginner and the intermediate one.
That's cool.
The advanced waitlist was too long. I ain't doing that.
That's a deep cut. Groundlings.
Well, how brutal was the beginning? The beginning one had to be insane.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's all like it's like games about sharing, like the first day where you have to share facts about yourself.
Oh.
One of the worst experiences of my whole life.
Mm-mm.
Icebreakers.
I'd rather get my back tattooed again.
Yeah. Ugh.
Imagine sharing facts about yourself in a circle with a bunch of strangers right now.
Comedians of all types of people.
Like,
Dude,
no,
I mean,
people
that's-
that want to be
Yeah,
comedians.
want to be comedians.
Yeah. Well, that's it's even like more refined from that is like the first day at a call center job. It's the same shit, and guess what those people are doing? They got 5 minutes at an open mic that weekend. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same shit. It's the same people who need day jobs. It's so bad, dude.
I would say podcasting is maybe the second biggest form of narcissism, you know?
Yeah.
Us being like, we have so much to say
We gotta do it.
We gotta get this word message
I don't know
out.
how you guys do this. I'm sitting here. When I came in here and Colin had this set up, I looked at myself in the reflection and I'm just like, how are you comfortable with
You're
this every day?
serving. What do you mean?
No. You guys have this takes a lot of guts. I'm putting that out there. You guys have a lot of guts.
You have the guts. You're serving right now.
What's the number one most narcissistic?
Comedian.
Stand up.
I think being somebody and going, I'm so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I should get paid for this.
It is. I went to a comedy show recently in New York and I forgot what the comedian's name was. But I was like, how do they go up and do this? I would throw up.
Was it good? Was it good?
It was good. It was really good.
It must have been Ian Fidance.
It had to have been Ian.
They actually put us front row, which even as a front row person, I was nervous because
They'll get you.
yeah, I'm like not a comedian, not funny. So I was like, please don't joke with me. I don't know.
Crowd work. You want to get crowd
Yeah.
worked?
They ended up just picking on Gabby, so thank God.
Fuck yeah.
They go for the blondes.
They do.
Lana is notorious at getting crowd worked.
Really?
Everybody,
I love
John
it.
Mulaney crowd worked the shit out of her.
Oh, that's cool.
Buried her.
It was funny.
Nick
I loved
Kroll
watching
buried
it.
her.
Buried her.
They just can't stop burying my wife, these comedians. It's crazy. She won't go anymore.
I'm going to go with you guys next.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I want you to witness it.
I would love to.
She won't go see live comedy because it always happens.
Wow. I've only ever been to one ever. Eddie
What was
Izzard, like way long time ago. I also think it's a really strange art form and like an activity for people to go like, hey, we're going to go in a room and this guy's going to maybe make us laugh.
Yeah.
That's
And like,
that's bizarre.
and you know that person, if they're well established, they could be experimenting a new joke that like
Sucks.
for sure sucks.
Yeah.
For the first like 2 or 3 months that they're doing it.
It's such a crazy concept.
Or it's like Pablo Francisco or something, and it's like, hope he does the joke from the CD I bought when I was 8, and then he does it, and you're like,
Dude.
still good.
I had the Adam Sandler CD, like his
Dude.
one of his albums.
Unbelievable.
That's probably
Fatty with the like fire alarm.
it had the goat song on it. That's all I remember.
Did it have the buffoon skit?
Jesus, I really don't know.
a snake, man. That one.
I really don't remember.
Oh man, that's classic.
My first
Anyway.
and only soiree into musical comedy. Yeah. Anyway, back to school.
Yes, of course. So post college,
Yes.
is that when you joined grave school?
Actually, it was while I was in college. So
Okay.
I was at CSUN, and that's kind of what led me to not being in that band anymore a little bit. I was just bailing on practices all the time.
Was that
'cause
where the school part of the name came from? Was that you being in school?
No, actually, I did not come up with a name. But also, Aldo, who was in my band, he had just graduated from CSUN.
Aldo was in school he is learned, that man. You don't know
He's
that
learned.
about him, dude.
I
Yes.
did not know that.
He's educated.
Really?
Yeah, he got his degree from CSUN.
He's a hustler, dude.
Damn.
He grinds like you wouldn't believe on rails, jobs.
We love
Crazy.
Aldo in this house.
This is an Aldo community. Right
Yes,
here.
it is.
He's the mayor, by the way. He
is.
could stop by at any time. You got no say.
He's the king of the valley.
Yes, 100%. So how long were you in grave school? How many shows did you play? Did you do any tours?
Honestly, I don't remember how long we did play. I did play, I'd want to say 5 or 6 shows with them. We didn't play very often. So 5 or 6 shows was like how much we played that year, potentially. But it was a lot of fun. I definitely, like I said, kept bailing on practices. I was like overwhelmed with so many different things going on in my life. But yeah, I enjoyed being in that band, and those are some of my best friends, like to this day.
Oh.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Were you dating our good late friend Cayle at the time?
Yes, I was.
Really?
That's how I met
Time.
Marisa.
Yes, that is.
Aha.
Yeah. I was dating Cayle at the time, and I remember the day he got the call, he looked at me, he's like, they want me to join Twitching Tongues. And I was like, do it. Because I loved Twitching Tongues. I was like, do it. And then he was like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough, but
He was already in God's Hate at the time.
I actually have a really funny story.
Love these.
Okay, so this is like the day before your guys' first practice with him.
Okay.
You guys have not seen him ever play any of your songs before.
Hours though, but I had been playing him in Godcity with him for almost over a year at that time, so I knew that if like I demoed drums and sent them to him, it was perfect when the time came.
Yes.
But there was definitely a bit of me that was like, okay, Mike quit. Fuck. Like, I don't know if Cayle is gonna want this because it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was. So this is the day. Okay, let me back up a little bit. A week before your first practice with him, I was like, you should probably start practicing for this practice.
Incredible.
And he was like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. So now the day before the practice, he has not practiced yet. I was like, you should start practicing. Mm-hmm. Let me just put that out there. He goes, just put them on like a playlist for me and I'll go through
You did this?
So I put together a bunch of like Twitching Tongues songs. I don't remember like how I chose them. If maybe you guys told him, I don't know.
We probably gave him a list.
Yeah. So then I
probably gave him a set list.
And then he goes to the side of the bed and just goes. He puts them on headphones and just goes.
Thigh practice.
And just starts thigh practicing. And that was his practice. He goes the next day, he comes back and he's like, they said that I killed it.
He killed it.
And I was like,
I don't think the first practice he made a mistake.
I think I remember you even saying that. This is when Twitching was like really going.
This was right before the Disharmony tour, which like we're playing a ton of that and it's really technical.
Yeah.
And he did not miss a beat. He was in a music video a week later. He just did not, he never skipped a beat.
Yeah, no, he was an incredible drummer. We actually ended up, Aldo had something he had to do for a grave school show, so we had Cayle fill in on the drums. He didn't even need to practice. He's like, I already know all the songs.
I put that picture in the memorial slideshow. Yes.
Awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, that's definitely been so hard for all of us.
It has, but you being here throughout that has been very nice.
Yeah, and Colin and Lana and all of our friends have really been such a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Support
system.
For me.
Yeah.
Swag.
Yeah, it's been very swag having them around.
Good.
Yes. Well said.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, I feel like this is the most time we've ever spent together. Mm-hmm. And like the just seeing the growth of Fleshwater and like the growth of you as a person the past couple of years has been so, like, even from afar has been like, damn, because we saw Marisa from the rip, you know. Right. I watched Marisa grow up, and go from like, you know, the girl tag Cayle being like, do you mind if Marisa comes in? It's like, yeah, dude, it's fine. To like star, she's the rising star, you know, like Fleshwater's success is so deserved to me. And I know Bo feels the same.
I really do.
And we're just excited to see where it goes.
Thank you.
Of course.
After that band, was that when did like Mirsy start being a thing?
Well, actually, Cayle introduced me to like this whole SoundCloud world. You know, we got really into like Suicide Boys when we were dating, and so many that whole world, like Team Sash, GBC.
Team Sash, friends of the show.
Yeah, they are
big time.
Yep, love them. Also love GBC. Love that whole SoundCloud movement.
Mm-hmm.
We got really involved. So I made a SoundCloud, and I would just upload. Like, I made songs on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so cool because I was always so nervous to post my own stuff. Mm-hmm. But SoundCloud, even if it was like kind of shitty, people were so supportive. You'd get like all these comments like, you're killing it. Like, this is so cool. Like, upload more. And everyone, it was such a good community. And you'd go to shows and like everyone would know each other. And Cayle started playing drums for like Suicide Boys and I was
that was huge.
Yeah, it was.
Was that? Did Shakewell have anything to do with introducing them?
Yes, I totally forgot. Shakewell was is Cayle. Well, was always Cayle's like best friend.
Oh,
so you know, I got to see the beginning, like Shakewell go from like the bottom to the top.
From the bass player of Betrayal to the leg lock video taken over.
Yeah.
We always knew he was gonna blow up. He's like an incredible rapper.
I mean, he's got this, like, he's got the riz, you know, like the unteachable charisma. He's got it just as like a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool. He definitely had a lot to do with like Cayle being able to play drums for Suicide Boys. Like he, you know, just got to know all those people really well and introduced us. It was just so cool that I got to experience like side stage for Lil Peep.
Yeah.
Like there's so many memories. I'm just like, wow. Such good times.
And how long was all the Mirsy stuff done just by yourself in GarageBand?
Oh yeah, sorry, I backtracked.
No, this is podcast.
Yeah, that's how it
goes. What we do.
Thank you for keeping me on track. So then I started uploading stuff, like I said, but then I realized that there was all these producers that you could just hit up and they'll be like, "Here's a beat,"
which to us is like insane.
Yeah.
Because here's a beat means here's an entire fucking song ready to go. Just sing on it.
Yeah.
Imagine that in hardcore and metal.
I remember a rumor that what's the band? They were like a huge Warped Tour kind of mosh band. They had the song that started with them singing
Day to Remember.
That A Day to Remember like had people submit breakdowns and they picked like from a catalog.
And used it in a song?
And used it in like for that whole record. Like it was like a collaborative kind of crowdsourced thing.
Oh.
Damn. That's an amazing way to say lazy as hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But still, I mean,
is it not? How different is it from the SoundCloud producer?
It's not. It's the same thing. I mean, it's just different worlds. It's just producing versus ghostwriting is so different. And in hip hop, it's literally like, yeah, my producer. That means like, yeah, the person that wrote everything you're hearing.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's awesome. And so I met a bunch of producers and we'd work together. The first beat I ever did was with this producer named Cat Soup and Curtis Heron and their sesh.
Oh, cool.
And back then I was like, wow, this is so cool. I have a song with them.
Yeah.
And now I just put out a new song with one of them. So that was cool. Like full circle.
And those are like kind of crushing, the solo songs.
I mean, yeah, so then I eventually was like, I want to make my own beats, I guess.
Yeah.
So Anthony, my current boyfriend, kind of upped my swag. Not kind of, he very much so upped the swag.
Yes.
And he taught me how to use Ableton.
Ooh.
Yes. And
is it hard?
It actually is once you get it, you get it.
Once you get it. Dude, I love Ableton. Once you get it, it's locked.
Do you think it is better and more conducive of like a beat, like a pop structure than something like Logic?
Yes.
Here's
the
audio listener.
Because here's the thing, in my opinion, Colin, I don't know how you write your songs, but like
riffs first.
So in Ableton, you would put those riffs in the one view and then drag them over into the other view, and you can like kind of piece it out.
I'll need a live demonstration.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Great. I love Ableton. What I typically do is I'll make the song in Ableton and I'll do the vocals in Logic. I prefer recording in Logic vocally.
That makes sense. I mean, look at these Christmas trees over here. They're gorgeous.
Exactly.
That's cool. So now you're doing it. That's pro. Like that's not really different than what Kanye's doing, I'm sure. Maybe a better microphone, but other than that.
Yeah,
Pro
he definitely
Tools.
has a better microphone. I have a shitty little one that I used to have a good one, but
well, whatever you're doing on that shitty little microphone is getting triple the streams as any Twitching Tongues song, I'll tell you that much.
So Mercy's still a project that you're still like, you're kind of always working on it?
Yeah, I'm always working on it.
That's sick.
I'll just bring my laptop. Like even on the tour we did with you guys, I brought my laptop and I wrote a couple things on Ableton, like in the van.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, I have so many projects on there that are just like this long. Like it'll just be like a loop of something cool that I like that I did. Yeah. Exactly. Just like that. Yeah. And then like I'll just come up with a bunch of little ideas like that, and then I'll maybe continue to work whichever one stands out the most. That's the one I'll continue to work on at home in the future, or like, yeah.
I've been trying to do this thing lately. I saw a clip of Rick Rubin. I think it's from his book or something.
Yeah.
Talking about like starting projects and how even if it sucks, you have to finish it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've been really trying to do that lately.
I'm not good at that.
It's my New Year's resolution. I didn't write it. I haven't written a song in a year and a half.
Sorry,
the only songs I've written have all been on TV, but
you got 361 days to go.
That's my favorite part about being in a band is you don't have to rely on just you to write the whole song.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
I gotta get used to that.
Colin's been in many bands, and guess what?
That ain't the motherfucking case.
Yeah.
But that's probably that's like part of the ego that I've got to shake. You know, it's just being receptive of stuff. I mean, a lot of it's me and Taylor so much of the time, but like when he's busy, I'd gotta it's just like okay, I guess I'll just do it.
It's tough.
Yeah, but it's also it also speaks to the relationship that you guys have in Fleshwater, and
Big
like
time.
how you guys write, and because like Nick obviously played in Vane a bunch, so we got like an insight into like how they practice, how they write, how they operate. I would imagine it's pretty similar in the Fleshwater camp. So
4
it's
hour
like
practices and whatnot.
I was just talking to Colin about this like this morning. Yeah, they practice
constant.
I'm a person that's like, I like to go and practice the set a few times.
Let's play the set and get home for lunch.
Yeah. No, they're not like that. We show up at 5:00. That's when our practice space is open for use. And sometimes we won't get out of there till like 11 or midnight.
But that's the thing. That's why you are where you are. Is those motherfuckers clock in.
They love it. That's like I called Jeremy the other day, random hour of the night, just to ask him a question. He's like, I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm at the practice space, just by himself, just like riffing. Yeah. They don't even need to be like, they just do that. At one point I lived with all of them in a house. One bathroom. Let me put that out there.
Nope.
I deserve an award. Yeah. That's all they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like failure was not an option for them. They never had a choice.
To the point where like a night off to them is us still working on music, but like it's a joke song. Like we're up all night making a funny joke song.
And it's funny too, because like Nick is very similar. Like Nick is just and Casey, they're always doing something musical. If Nick isn't like cooking a fucking 5-star meal, he's whatever. He's working on something musical. And I think that's why he fit in so well with them. So it's just like it's an interesting like it's very different from what I'm used to. Mostly because like
or just we instinctively not what we do.
Yeah, it's just not. When I have the set down, I got it down. I don't need. Yeah. I'm good.
100%.
Yeah.
Even making a joke song is like flexing and growing a musical muscle that you can apply to something else. So it may seem funny when Nick is changing the Harm's Way songs to be major scale for fun, but like now he can rip a major scale song at any time in any other band and probably be successful for the rest of his life.
His biggest thing is playing Sweet Child of Mine, but then leaving his foot on the D-tune pedal and just like going like this. So it's like, just constant. And it makes me feel insane. But yeah, I'm glad he's getting that workout in.
Yeah, he's got to grow that insanity muscle.
I love when Nick's in town staying with the guys practicing for Vane, because he actually gives me a lot of advice too. Like Nick, what was it? One of our first Fleshwater tours was with Vane, Koyo, Living Weapon, Fleshwater. And Nick was on the tour. And every night he was like a hype man for me to help me with my like tone and my pedals and like
Yeah.
just I wasn't used to performing yet, like with a guitar.
And he's one of the only people on that tour with one job on that tour. So
Yeah,
I bet he
seriously.
loved helping you.
Oh yeah, no, it was great having him around. He helped me a lot.
That's what's interesting about him is like he's got a crazy brain when it comes to music, and he's able to come up with stuff that are it's honestly very impressive, both heavy and not. But then he can also like totally figure out a pedal board, totally figure out like a tone. Like he's a gearhead too. He's a unicorn, that guy. I tell you what.
Yeah, he totally mixed around my pedal board for me to make it like all work.
It's funny to think about order mattering, but God, does it matter?
Oh yeah, it's like plumbing.
It was
Yes.
funny. We'd even be at band practice and he'd come up to my guitar mid practice and just turn my what's the word? Pickup switch.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
just go
I'd be playing with that motherfucker off by accident on the reg.
It's so
Where Taylor
annoying.
would be like,
dude.
"Why do you sound like shit?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm playing perfect." And I'll just-
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about. Let's backtrack a little bit and
Yeah.
tell me about meeting those guys. And
Fleshwater?
yeah, meeting Fleshwater, meeting Anthony, your partner,
Yes.
and how that came to be. You don't have to do the whole.
No, I will. I actually met them. Okay, so I went with like a friend to Sound and Fury 2017, and I wasn't really in the mood per se to go that day. I was kind of like, I think I was heavy in my SoundCloud era, and I was like,
I could be making beats.
I
right
could be
now.
making beats. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay. But I was like, okay, if we go, you have to promise that we'll go to the Cecil Hotel down the street. I said this to my friend.
Are you familiar with the Hotel Cecil, Bo?
Tell me.
It is the site of a tragic event in LA where.
Oh, that girl.
Yes, the tourist from Canada.
Yes, I believe so.
Tourist from Canada goes
Lisa
up the
Lam.
hotel. Lisa Lam.
Mhm.
There's a video of her like acting frantic, and then she was dead.
The hand shit.
Yeah.
Well, she was in the
like
water
talking
tank.
to something.
They found her
Yeah.
in the water tank.
Water
above.
tank. Yeah.
The reason they ended up finding her is because the people staying at the hotel were complaining of the water tasting weird and like
Tasting and
the
smelling
color
bad.
being
It's
different.
literally the plot of 10 different Japanese horror movies.
Well, yeah,
Ugh.
literally, dark water.
Dark water, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is that why you wanted to go?
Yeah, I was like, please take me to Cecil Hotel.
You sick freak.
But it's like such a famous
Yeah.
thing, and it's in the worst area.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
So I'm not going to just roll up by myself and go there.
Okay.
So my friend was like, yeah, of course, if you want to go, I'll take you there. So,
Yeah, if you want to go, I got some other freaks that will go with you.
Yeah, so we go to the show and my friend, his name's Xavier. I don't know why I just keep saying my friend. Xavier goes,
Xavier from Bamakara, Hands of God, Zabalba,
Pawn Stone.
Upon Stone, Eyes of the Lord, SOS Booking.
Oh, yeah, wow. I didn't realize he... That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, good for him. Xavier, still a really good friend of mine. He goes, hey, you said you want to go to the Cecil Hotel, right? My friends in this band also really want to go. And I was like, oh my God, awesome. So he introduces me to Vane, and I just immediately start talking their ears off about my theories because I was like, they know all about it. And there was one person who was paying like extra close attention. Anthony,
Oh,
my current boyfriend.
That's right.
you dog. I'll tell you what, his
We're
fingers are
vibing.
going everywhere, but his eyes
Yes.
straight ahead. Straight
The
ahead.
intensity of his
He
eyes.
has intense eyes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's got them.
I know. So they were listening to me. They were so much fun immediately to hang out with. And then that was it. We went to Cecil Hotel. I think it was closed. So we ended up turning around. But we looked at the tank from outside. We're like, well, that's that.
That was it.
That's it.
She
Wow.
died. She was dead in there.
Yeah.
So that was the meet cute.
That was the meet cute. Then
Okay.
we parted ways. And I was like, damn, I want to hang out with them more. But I don't know where they are. We're at a fest. And then I watched them play. And I was like, holy shit.
You're like pretty lit, actually.
I had never heard of them before.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was just like I think Xavier was like, you have to watch Vane. Like, they're really good. And I watched them and I literally felt like I had to sit down after because I was like, I was so overwhelmed with like how much I don't know, I felt it like through my whole body.
Wow.
But
When in this did it become romantic?
Okay, so
All right.
then later that night, we drove far to Highland Park. That's not that far, but no.
What is that? Wait, where was 17? Was that the Belasco?
No, the Regent, right?
The Regent. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we drove like 20 minutes, me and Xavier and like a couple of our friends, and Vane's at the taco place that we rolled up to.
Senna.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, that's the same guys. And Anthony and I started talking and he asked for my number.
That hound. That old dog.
Dog.
Yeah. So that was that. And then we started talking. And,
beautiful.
And then we made a song together the first month we started talking.
Is it a banger?
It's called Parallel. It's put out through Mirsy.
Okay.
But it's like one of my favorite songs we've ever made together.
Is it in terms of like, so some of those songs have straight up like millions of streams.
That
really?
One's not. That one's a low key, like it's not even on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
It's just on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud secret banger for the old heads.
I recently uploaded it to YouTube. But
you can check it out on YouTube.
Check it out on YouTube.
It's a banger. She loves it.
Yeah.
I love that.
But it was awesome because he knew all about like the SoundCloud world, Sesh, GBC. Like we were into a lot of the same things. So it was cool to
was he familiar with the Mirsy stuff?
No, but he knew.
So he's kind of a poser.
I was no one at the time. I also didn't go by Mirsy at the time. I went by Marisa 000.
Wow.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah.
AI robot vibes.
Yeah.
And then I came up with Mirsy when I was dating Anthony.
Mirsy's badass.
Mirsy's sick. And the way you spell it is cool too.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
like
Had
it.
anybody ever called you that by accident or something?
Mm-mm.
You were just like, this is me now. It's kind of like the Edge from U2.
Yeah.
That's basically you.
I just tried to come up with something that kind of sounded like my name.
No,
already.
it's sick as fuck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love
like
Mirsy. Check out Mirsy. Pardon this interruption. This is very important. It's Manscaped time. Bo, tell them about Manscaped.
I love Manscaped. I use the Manscaped product every damn day.
Every hour, really.
All the time. I use body wash every day. I use the trimmer fairly often, and I use the crop reviver all the time.
The Reviver and the Preserver are so important to me. And let me tell you, we just got back from FYA where some of y'all really could have used Manscaped. Code HardLore, 20% off and free shipping. If you had just done that, that room would have smelled a little better. Everybody around you would have been a little happier and, more excited, I would say. So you can go to manscaped.com, put HardLore 20% off, get the works, the body wash, the preserver, the reviver, everything.
The trimmers, the handyman, the weed
Your
whacker.
balls will thank you. Your draws will thank you. I will personally thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also, as we said in the beginning of this episode, HardLore Records is here. The Cosmic Joke debut 12-inch is here. It's out now for you, the HardLore listener. Everybody else has got to wait till tomorrow. But if you go to hardlorepod.com, you can get all kinds of cool stuff on there. Hoodies, shirts, hats. We got a tote bag that is specifically designed to hold Master Killer. We've got a glow-in-the-dark slip mat. We've got a spinning shuriken enamel pin to kill your enemies with and to put on your cool jacket. So get the Cosmic Joke record. It's our first one, first press. You sell that thing out, then we'll do a second press. But before then, you'll own the first one. So thank you so much. So how far along until Fleshwater starts?
Well, they had the Fleshwater demos for like a very, very long time.
Oh.
Since before me and Anthony even started talking, I'd say.
Damn.
They had them recorded. Like Linda Claire, This If Anything. The actual demo we put out. They had all those 3 songs recorded.
But
Really?
something was missing.
Linda Claire was a demo song?
Yeah. It was a demo song. And
Who is Linda Claire?
It's
Linda Blair?
It's
Exorcist?
it's actually a name that is something that means a lot to me from like my childhood, but I mixed the name around.
Clinda Lair. I know her.
I'll say that, yeah.
She used to go to Club 13 all the time. She moshed hard as fuck.
Yeah, it was
I knew it.
a little, maybe one day I'll say like the true meaning, but
Is it Rachel Ben-SHAH?
I just mixed around the letters. Rachel Ben-SHAH and came up with
Yeah, and
Linda
then it's I am Lord Baltimore.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they've got all those songs done, and then
they were looking for vocalist. They had like a bunch of their friends try, or like they tried, and they just like wasn't sticking.
Was Anthony always gonna sing?
Yeah, he wanted to sing, and he was thinking about being like just doing the vocals himself. But then one day I got really bored. I think it was like 2019, and I was at home and I was like, you guys,
like, whoa,
can I just try?
Whoa.
Because that's what I sounded like.
And they were like, holy shit.
I
Voice of
called
an
Anthony.
angel.
I'm like, can I record vocals on this? Which was the Linda Claire instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, can I record vocals on this? And he was like, yeah, go for it. They're just sitting there. So I wrote Linda Claire. And I was just like, do you like this? I was like, I won't be offended if you don't like this. Like, I just wrote this because I miss singing on like a heavier band.
Yeah.
And I want to like hear what I sound like on it again.
Yeah.
And I was really insecure about it. But then him and Matt texted me back and they're like, no, you're going to do it now.
This is the whole band now.
Yeah. And I was like, damn. And I remember I worked at Air One at the time
In
Calabasas.
So you still lived here.
I lived in Tarzana.
So if you go to the Calabasas Erewhon, you could have had your fucking
$20
hot bar meal assembled
Yes.
by Marisa from
Yes, I worked at
Fleshwater.
the hot bar. But I remember I went to work that day at Air One. I was like, guys, I'm in a band. And I just told everyone.
On the loudspeaker. Ooh.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Announcement.
Price check on Marissa's band. She's in a new band.
So then how quickly did stuff, because like from a semi outside point of view, I would say that it seems like Fleshwater was like an alligator under the water, and then all of a sudden just like really quickly stuff started happening, you know?
Well, Anthony ended up flying out to LA because I had a nice microphone at the time that I was saying earlier, but I don't have anymore. And I was like, we got to use my microphone.
What was the microphone?
It was like an AKG 414. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
414. Yeah.
Something
like that.
Taylor's listening to this, nodding his head, going,
I love Anthony. Like, I guess I got to go to LA now.
Yeah. I was like, no, we're not. We have to use my microphone. So he flew out to use my microphone. Well, I also wanted to just do it with him. I just wanted
no, that was a good excuse.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're going to have to come here. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
This mic was $500. How much are flights? $600.
Yeah. No, so we recorded vocals together really quickly. Not when I say really quickly, it was like a few days we worked on the vocals.
That's pretty quick.
It was only 3 songs though.
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah, that's great.
I think that's really quickly in terms of how music is made now.
Yeah.
And then we got really bored one night when he was in town, and we're like, let's just put the demo online on Bandcamp.
That's how you did it.
And he was just like, we were just like, really? Should we do it? And then we just uploaded
You're just
it.
feeling pesky one night.
Yeah.
And just dropped this demo that changed your lives.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's like Post Malone, like overnight.
Oh, I know. I remember I watched some interview with Post Malone, and he was like, the second I recorded White Iverson, I knew that it was going to be huge.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like,
He put it
that's
on,
crazy.
I think he put it on SoundCloud, and like overnight, it was millions of plays.
Really?
Changed his life. Yeah.
How does that work?
Right place, right time.
I'm a Post
And
Malone
plus-
stan.
Yeah, I kind of am too. That song was fucking sick. So
He seems like a cool guy.
he does.
Yeah.
He
I really
really
like
does.
his voice.
He's got some Fleshwater shirts, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
But I don't-
He's listened for
I
sure.
would bet my fucking legs on it.
Yeah. Those are nice legs. And so what really interests me is like, do you think, similar to Post Malone, do you think Fleshwater was right place, right time? Like, do you think dropping that demo on Bandcamp was just like really good timing?
Well, we put it out like maybe 2 weeks before the pandemic hit.
Perfect. So maybe wrong place, right time?
Yeah.
Or right place, wrong time?
It might have
There
just
you
given
go.
people time to like bond with it because no one was playing shows for a while.
Right.
Yeah, what was the first Fleshwater show, by the way?
I don't remember. It was with Harm's Way. No, sorry. I was like trying to remember the date, not the actual show. The show itself was Harm's Way's record release.
It was the I think it was the re-release.
Re-release.
Oh, that just happened.
Yeah.
Was it?
Damn.
When was that? What year?
A year and a half ago?
2022.
Wow. And that was like right when that crazy COVID outbreak was. What was it called?
Delta? Omarion?
I really don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm probably getting the year wrong because the 10 year would have been 21, which did we do it at the end of 21?
I think you did, and it was very last minute, and neither of my bands could play.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
I was so nervous for that show.
I remember.
But hey, you're rocking now.
I remember the sound guy was like mean to me too.
Who was he? I'll find him. I remember you being nervous. I remember you guys doing the Bjork cover, and as a big Bjork guy, like I loved that. One thing that's crazy, Marissa, what is the song that you guys opened with on the tour we just did?
Oh, it's like an unreleased one, but it's called Stand Alone.
And the first word, is it goodbye?
Yeah.
Dude, the note you have to hit as your first note.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, like, because you know how it is. Like, you sound check, whatever, you line check, you get on stage, everything's fucking different, of
Everything's
course.
different.
So for you to have to go, goodbye, is like crazy. And you nailed it. So it's like, it's one of those things where I think you get in your own head about it because you perform.
What a lot of people don't understand is it's like when you're doing that kind of singing, like the belting singing, Colin can understand because he's belt singing.
Yes.
And Bo, you belt sing too, on like certain parts of the set.
Nothing to.
Yeah, exactly. But what people don't understand is shit's loud up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the right monitor mix, you might watch back your set and you're like, fuck, I just sang that whole thing out of key and didn't realize it.
You'd have no idea. You're flying blind.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I bought in-ears last year. They broke so quick, but they're also so cheap that, like, even with them on, I still,
we're going to get you in touch with my boy, Jerry Harvey.
There we go.
Yeah.
I will say.
You can tell when I can hear the monitors.
Oh, yeah.
Are you vibing? Are the monitors ever too loud?
Yes, sometimes.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah. The show we played in Utah?
Salt Lake?
I think the monitor was so loud for me. I was like,
yeah.
I'm exposed.
Yeah.
It's just, have you because I know on that tour you were kind of going back and forth between she didn't use her in-ears for weeks on this tour.
Do you ever just do like nice earplugs?
I just use the foam ones. I have
that cuts about negative 35 decibels.
Mm-hmm.
And frequencies too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. When you only need to cut about 25 and certain frequencies, you just need to have the like when you cover your ear and you can hear your voice, that's kind of all you need.
Yeah.
But obviously a monitor mix of like, oh, this is reverb and delay in my head. This is amazing. It's different. But even just earplugs, the worst thing that you can do that feels so good is one earplug.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude.
It feels
Can't catch
so
me doing
good.
that.
Ted Nugent. Have I talked about this before? Ted Nugent, his whole career would only wear an earplug. He normally would play stage left. He'd only wear a right earplug to block the drum noise and then nothing in his left. And he's like super fucked up from it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he sucks.
It feels so good.
One of my biggest fears is tinnitus.
Well,
welcome.
What'd you say?
Tonight, you gonna get this.
No.
Yeah.
I wear the foam earplugs. The reason I wasn't wearing my in-ears on our tour was because one of the ears didn't work.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was like scared.
Yeah.
Then we get to 1720, the one I was the most nervous about because I'm from LA. So all my friends and family are going to be there.
Yeah.
I show up and there's no monitors. And I was like, are you telling me my first night I have to use my in-ears is the night that I don't want to use them?
Yeah.
So I put the in-ears on. I go up there and I'm like, okay, I think I'm doing okay. I watch back. I think Bo saw me. After the set was over, everyone left. Like the whole show was over. I go on Instagram. I'm like, all right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
You're like, I'm
sitting
gonna
on the
fucking
stage.
rock in these videos. This is gonna be the best videos I ever watched.
I'm sitting on the stage, like cross-legged, just like this. And all of a sudden I hear me sing like a whole song out of key. And I'm like, no. And then I crawl. I think Bo walked out. I was on the floor like, no.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was there. That never crossed my mind. At no point was I ever thinking like, they're great, but my God, Marisa needs. I was sitting there thinking like, I think I'm watching the best set anybody in this band has ever played. Like straight up, it was amazing.
It was one of my favorite shows.
That was
played.
celebrity Marisa night too.
Oh,
like when she walked out,
that you got a Road Warrior pop. That was crazy.
A pop? What do you mean?
Pop is a wrestling term for a reaction.
Oh,
You walked out and it was like, ah!
yeah.
It was crazy. Also, walking around the merch area with you before, people were like shaking and crying.
Oh my God.
That's where we are.
It's so funny when people are like that around me. I like accidentally mirror them. So if they're really nervous talking to me, I get really nervous talking to them.
That's also kind of your vibe day to day is like unsure, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Marissa's very like, I'm not sure.
It's true.
So yeah, I can see it was interesting to see. I still think that you're adjusting to this very well.
Thank you.
Because you're just such like a nice, good person.
Thank you.
That just, if you're at the show and you really want to meet Marisa, she's new to this.
Yeah.
She's doing her best.
I am.
She really appreciates it.
I do.
And she's awesome. So, but also bum rusher. Go up to her, get the pics. Get the pics on the stage.
Oh my God. Yeah. That show was funny. I feel like the mic stand was down more than it was up the whole set. And I didn't even sing really that much. So I wasn't that upset that I couldn't hear myself.
It was the crowd was singing so loud that it didn't even matter.
That was really crazy.
The vibe was off the charts.
The vibe was crazy. So let me ask you, as you're doing stuff, you're doing shows and tours and all this, and you can see the Spotify numbers doing real good. I know merch was doing good. Like the reactions are good. Do you guys, like at one point, were you as a collective group like, hey, this might be the thing?
Might be the thing.
Honestly, I still have to this day will always have imposter syndrome.
You're not an imposter.
I don't know. I think I was talking to Kat from Scowl. Me and her talk a lot because I don't know. It's just we're both doing the same thing.
Very specific, very few and far between thing.
Yeah.
And she was telling me she felt the same way as me for a very long time. And it wasn't really until her headliner that she really was like, oh shit, this is real. People care,
Yeah.
Oh, I did this.
Yeah. This is my show. Yeah. She's like, you're going to feel it during the headliner. And so that's coming up. So I guess maybe I'll stop feeling that way around then. But I always just, it's hard for me to accept these things sometimes. I'm like, what do you mean you're...
Let me tell you something.
I'm like, what do you mean
a week into the headliner, you're going to feel so good.
Yeah.
When you there's all these metrics that start to get hit, along with the most important part, which is the vibe of the sets, the excitement of people coming to see you. It feels so good.
It does.
It feels so
honestly, it took me until now to be comfortable as a singer, which that's 15 years. So it just takes time. So if you're feeling discomfort, it's that's a thing. Comfort is a thing that will come with time and you're experienced, you are practiced, but just repeating it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And also obviously you've been playing live with Fleshwater for a year and a half, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The muscle memory that you are going to develop with these songs is going to be insane. You can sing them in your sleep.
Oh, I know. We recently played Riot Fest and we watched The Cure, obviously.
Yeah.
And watching The Cure live, it's insane. They
effortless.
Yeah. They're effortlessly like incredible.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't imagine being like that good as a band.
Just wait like 50 years. And
yeah, exactly. And then somebody was just like, yeah, well, they've been a band for like X amount of years. And I'm like, true.
And they've been playing that set list for like 35 of them.
I saw them earlier in the year, but same, like it's the same tour. And they just like, they had to wait, blah, blah, blah. And they played Riot Fest. And so I didn't watch them at Riot Fest because I had seen that same set list a couple months before. And I went alone. Somebody couldn't go and gave me a pair of tickets. I couldn't find anyone to go with me. So I just went alone, sat and was like legitimately choked up many times during their set because they're so fucking good. And it's like you said, they look so effortless to the point where it looks like they're not even playing, but you can tell that they obviously are. But it's like, I don't know. It's really
just
impressive.
One of those bands too, where during the set, the next song, you just go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
every time.
And Robert Smith's voice,
literally somehow he sounds great. He looks like melting ice cream, but he sounds unbelievable.
But it's incredible.
But how good is ice cream?
Yeah,
ice cream's the best. And I stayed for 2 encores. It was like 2.5 hours, dude. I was just like entranced.
Yeah, but what were the 2 encores? Like Friday, I'm in Love, and
dude, you want to talk? Their set list is like fucking. They're scientists.
Yeah,
they know exactly what to play and where, and it's unbelievable.
Your eyes start to close, and then fucking
pictures of you comes on, and I lose my mind.
I don't understand how people can play for that many hours either.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No, and the other thing too is like I love Metallica. I've heard that they can play between 2 and 3 hours. I don't want that.
I don't want that with anything.
Yeah.
I don't want that with my favorite band. I don't want that.
Wow.
I know. Even the first time I saw The Cure, I hate to say it, but I didn't stay the whole set because I was like, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
I regretted it after. I was like, why the fuck didn't I just stay? But at the same time, it's like 2.5 hours of one band.
Sometimes I'll go to a show to see the headliner, and I'll leave during the opener because it's like I'm got tired just watching the 25-minute first band.
Yeah.
So those that stick through entire shows, especially the people at the front the whole time, which let me tell you, the Fleshwater people, the new kids, say what you will about these TikTok kids, you know, the people that are discovering Fleshwater through means that we didn't have. They go to the shows and they're in the front the whole time.
They make me nervous.
It's
I sometimes want to go up to them and be like, you might get hurt.
You might be, caution.
Yeah. But they're learning. We all have to start somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. They're learning and they stay the whole time and they're exposed to different kinds of bands. And I think it's a entire net positive.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
In the biggest way.
Yeah.
In the biggest way. I'm positive that we accrued like hundreds of new listeners every week because of the people coming to see Fleshwater who stuck around, you know. And that's the ideal direct support you want on any tour.
Exactly.
And you want to cross-pollinate.
Like, there were some people that would come up to me like, you know, I'm a Fleshwater fan, but thank you so much for introducing me to like these other bands I love. Like, I'm going to remember them forever.
And that could be their first exposure to hardcore ever.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then you change their lives.
And there's the people who want to be haters about it. It's like, I mean, you were that guy one time.
Straight up.
Absolutely.
You were that guy.
They were a way less cool version of that guy because they were at Warped Tour and Warped Tour era was swagless.
Yeah.
Khaki shorts, big fucking tank top.
Flattest hat. Yes.
Oh my God, the flattest hat you ever seen. So shut your swagless ass up and let these kids who are already gothic in some way, they're already looking at pictures of Susie and being like, I want to look like that.
Yeah.
Right.
What music is out there? Give them a break.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I haven't told this story yet because I've been waiting to get Wes or Josh, anyone from American Nightmare on the show in some way. So I won't spoil it, but I just wanted to see them and I went to a hardcore show, like my first real hardcore show. And it was, you know, everyone who I would later become good friends with. And I just like was terrible. I'm sure they talked. I'm sure in the van afterwards, they're like, do you remember that fucking kid? God, what was his problem?
Dude, Josh does not remember. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that breaks my heart. Maybe Wes would. I haven't hit him with that either. I have a picture of it.
If Wes was like, oh my God, you're that fucking nerd.
That idiot. Yeah, dude, it sucked. But
I hope so. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. The first show with the Cobalt, I think I made my friends by saying, hey, your tattoo is cool.
Oh.
Like, it's not, I don't know.
You never know. Go say the tattoo is cool.
yes.
Because eventually you might. What was the instrument you played? The
Marimba.
Marimba.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like Marissa.
Maybe that's why I chose
Maybe
it.
that's why.
I am a Leo after all.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Are you a horoscope girly?
Not really. I just know that I'm a Leo, and
What does that mean in terms of like what do you perceive that as?
according to my friends who are really into it,
Rachel Ben-SHAH?
Rich Ben-SHAH, Gabby Gilman.
Oh, Gabby Gilman, beloved friend of the show.
Yes. They told me Leos are like considered lions. So they like to perform.
Like
they
you be lying?
Yeah, you be lying.
Colin, has anyone ever told you that of the description of male Virgos, you're like to a T?
It's kind of crazy.
You're a Virgo?
It's fucking insane.
My barber the other day was like, "You're a Virgo, aren't you?"
Rachel's a Virgo.
What does a female Virgo consist of?
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're
really
lovers.
don't.
They're little
I know
lover
how Rachel
girls.
is.
She's a lover for sure.
Yeah,
Rachel.
she is. Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm.
Dude, it's actually like I've read a couple descriptions and have laughed out loud. Thinking of you as like
looking at my desk.
Yeah,
is like definition of a male Virgo.
What's your sign, Bo?
I'm a Scorpio. What do you got to say?
You know what's funny is I actually like my friends had me get that CoStar app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I logged in and I noticed that like a lot of my friends are Scorpios. I was like, wow, I must like really like Scorpios.
Me and John, same. John's the same. Taylor Young. Well, you know what sucks? Well, here's what sucks though. The realization is 9 months before the middle of November is the middle of February, and there's a lover's holiday in the middle of February, and that's all that is.
You know what's 9 months before mine?
What's that?
Motherfucking Christmas, baby.
Oh, you know what's 9 months before mine?
I have no
To
idea.
a T. My birthday's July 31st.
Oh.
October 31st.
Wow, spooky.
Yes.
Fuck.
What were they wearing?
I don't know.
That's disgusting. Let's backtrack.
Speaking of,
Yes.
Marissa, you believe in ghosts?
Oh, are we getting there already?
I like when we bop around. I think it's fun.
Because there's something I want to talk to her about that happened recently that I want her to share with you that she shared with me already.
Oh, well, let's go.
I was thinking maybe we save that for the end because I want to talk about. We can go there.
No. I'll save it. Save it.
All right.
And you, the listener, now you have to wait.
Yeah, you really do. Trust me.
You're
It's
going
good.
nowhere.
I was sitting in my living room with like goosebumps listening to this.
Oh, my God,
shit.
I forgot what I even told you.
I'll remind you. Tell me about the dynamic with writing with Fleshwater and recording with Kurt Ballou.
Oh, cool. Writing with Fleshwater, I will say I'm like pretty new to guitar. Like I not one to like write the guitar yet. I'm not at that point yet. Anthony and Jeremy and John, like
They're
the guys
experts at this point.
They do the writing instrumentally. I'm more so on the vocal end of things. Maybe I'll add maybe I'll have I don't know. Actually, that's a lie. I haven't done that yet. But maybe on this record.
Could.
Yeah. Maybe on the next record I could
write a riff.
Or
a lead.
or maybe something on a keyboard or maybe something.
See,
yeah,
You never know. The possibilities are endless.
Incredible.
Have you, Colin, did you grow up in a place with like a piano, like a real piano just out and about?
It wasn't like a full grand.
Like
it was
an
like
upright?
a half grand.
Okay, dude. They're the best. Having something that can produce melodic tones.
It's crazy.
It's the best.
Yeah.
My dad also had a Hammond B3 in the garage.
Damn.
Which was really cool to have around with like Leslie's.
Yeah.
What is a Hammond B3?
It's like an organ.
It's like
You got an
old
organ?
Yeah, in my
like
in my parents' garage.
I would be a legal vampire if I grew up with an organ. I'd be sucking blood.
My dad
day
knows
and
how to
night.
play the. God, why am I blanking on the name?
Marimba.
He knows how to play the whole
That's
thing.
awesome.
Da-na-na-na.
Dracula's theme song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to recording with Kurt Ballou.
Yeah.
Yes, Kurt Ballou. It was awesome. I was there for the whole process of it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got to vocals, we ran out of time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was done in a living room somewhere?
So
or
we
what?
did it in Jeremy's closet.
Perfect.
But Kurt like told us how to set it up and like, you know, everything we had to do for
Because
that.
he mixed it as well?
He mixed it as well. Yeah. Kurt's awesome. He's hilarious.
He really is.
He's
the
really
man.
close by to us. Like we live about 20-30 minutes away from Salem. So,
That's the best case scenario.
yeah, we still stay at his apartment connected to it because it's like, why not just walk downstairs?
Yeah, I mean, the summer
Of
camp
course.
experience of that, even I would do if I was
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
exactly. But he knows what he's doing and it's fun.
How much input do you think he had versus you guys and just like the way the music sounds? Like
I mean, he definitely at one point had like 3,000 pedals on the floor in front of Anthony. Like he just was like, I have this, I have this, I have this. You
and
should
would
try
Anthony
this.
was Anthony just like, oh, okay, or is he like, no, I want this and
No,
this?
he like Anthony was very like Anthony wrote everything. Like Kurt didn't like have any like writing ideas per se, like a producer role or anything.
Right. But sonically, just in the way it sounds.
Sonically, he was like, you should try this. Like this might sound cool. Also, Anthony being a little Converge nerd, he was
Yes.
like, oh my god, can I use that guitar?
Right.
Yeah.
From
yeah,
that one video from 1993.
He was
He knows like
making the big
everything.
eyes, though.
Yeah.
Dude.
Also, Matt and Anthony being like massive Converge nerds, and Jeremy. A lot of the time, the reason we ran out of vocal time is because they were asking him a bajillion questions.
Just chatting
And
through
I'd be
your
there
time.
like,
Does Justin know that?
well, this next time, I'm like, you guys can text now. You can ask
Yeah,
your
they've
questions.
already talked about it.
Yeah, so now
It's time to work.
it's time to work. And we booked more time this time.
Good.
Beautiful.
Good. Can't wait for the next one. We don't have to talk about that though.
Oh, yeah. I just kind of dropped that.
There's no next one yet. It's
Yeah,
just
there's
an
no-
worry
idea
about that.
so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Does this is a crazy question. Does your relationship contribute at all to just the way the songs are written or the melodies or the structures of the song or anything?
Yeah, I mean, me and Anthony have to like kind of turn off boyfriend girlfriend mode when we're like writing together
Yeah. Yeah.
because we will bicker.
Yeah.
It, like obviously, like even if
No,
it was
I love this riff.
Yeah.
Uh,
like even if it was like let's say you and I were in a band together,
Yeah.
I'm not dating you, I would probably still bicker with you about vocal
Yeah.
placements
It's a
and like
business.
melodies.
It's
exactly.
a creative thing. You should it's okay to disagree.
But
Of
we
course.
both like will come up with parts in the song vocally that we both really like are attached to.
oh shit.
And that's where problems are. Like the last record we did, the first song, Bald Pate Driver, that one was so stressful for so many months because we both had like full songs written that we wrote on our own vocally. And we were like fighting about like, I want my part there. And he was like, no, I want my part there. And then
Was it a
eventually-
band vote in some way?
Well, no. So then we ended up just putting them both in.
Whoa.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
And that's why there's so much layering of us in there because we're like, let's just use all the ideas.
Dude, the ultimate non-compromise.
Yeah.
It's
We're
just
doing both at the same time.
We're just so that was
That's
good.
awesome.
It was fun. I was like, thank you for that. But then afterwards, like when we bicker about that kind of stuff, we go like, all right, band mode off. Let's hug it out. You're my boyfriend.
That's sweet.
that's nice.
I still
Good.
love you,
Yeah, I still love
even though
you.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then piggybacking off of that question, what is it like touring with your significant other? I can't.
Zuma is very
Yes.
positive about touring with Santa and Cruelty. He says that like it's better that we're together than one of us is at home worried or alone. Do you feel that way?
I really like it.
Really?
I mean, we'll get on this last tour, we just got one room every night. I get to share a bed with him, and John and Hosian got to cuddle, and Jeremy always chooses to sleep on the floor.
I got floor.
Yeah. He prefers it.
He calls floor.
Yeah.
I got floor.
Dibs. Nobody touched my floor.
Exactly.
He's sick in the head. That guy.
Dude, I will go bankrupt before I sleep on a hotel floor.
I do. It's like, that's the nicest thing that somebody in a band can do, especially sharing one hotel room.
Dude.
What a gift.
That's a gift.
It's nice. Yeah. And I don't know, when there's problems, when you're on tour, especially a lot, there's going to be real life situations happening.
You're going to hate each other individually at some point.
Well,
some way.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. But also, even outside of that, if there's a health issue, it's I'm happy that he's there. Or I get migraines a lot, severe ocular ones.
You really do, which I suffer from, and you were very helpful with when I had one.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, did I get any crazy ones on this tour that I freaked out in front of everyone?
I don't think so. No.
Okay,
I don't believe so.
I get mini ones a lot though, where they're not the full blown ones. I was having one earlier when I got here.
Really?
Yeah.
Lana talked you off it?
Yep, she did. But it's nice to have him around. On one tour recently, I got a really bad one, and I had to have him do a lot for me. I was can you go get me this and that? I was full blind.
Wow.
So it's
You're
nice
one of the only people I know that experiences those the same way that I do.
So scary.
Can't see anything.
I can't believe you had to play a set like that.
That was maybe the hardest, other than singing without a voice, which I've done.
For those unaware of what an ocular migraine is, you go blind.
Yep.
You lose your vision.
Oh.
And then you hallucinate
lights,
weird
right?
Shapes and colors and frequencies around you. I can see, let's say I was looking straight at the lens of the camera. I could see an object.
Yes.
And then I can see scattered things around the object. The rest is just light and particles. So hitting cymbals was I don't know where this is.
Yeah. I would have simply ran off the stage, but good for you.
Yeah. I had to be harder.
Yeah, no, you did. You did have to be harder. I will not be, but
you would.
No, maybe I would. I don't know. It's never happened. It happened before a set one time, but not during.
We'll run a panic mode drill,
Exactly.
An ocular migraine drill.
Yes. But yes, moral of the story is it's good to have him around.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite shows and cities you've played so far?
Oh.
Shows and cities. The 1720 show was one that I'll remember forever. That
was a lifetime achievement, it felt like.
It was also just growing up there and seeing shows like that. I mean, growing up, I was a big Title Fight fan, and I was watching their shows, and they had those kind of reactions.
Yeah.
And I was always
that was literally just to anybody that hasn't seen a video of it or anything like that. That's how I felt watching it. Was I felt like I was watching Title Fight in 2011 or something, or straight up Hate Breed in 96. It was I'm watching the birth of a phenomenon.
I feel I don't know. It was awesome, but not to compare myself to Title Fight because they're godly, but I
saw what I saw.
That show was crazy for me, a huge moment. I was wow, this is happening.
Yeah.
That was a big one. So that show was cool. Texas is always really cool.
It's a music state.
Love
San Antonio,
Texas.
you play there?
I think so, right?
How was San Antonio?
We didn't play San Antonio on our tour.
Sorry.
When you do, you're going to love it.
I think I did on maybe the No Pressure tour.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All the Texas shows are usually crazy.
Good.
We did Austin at Mohawk. The semi-outdoor one.
That one
and
was
it ended
awesome.
up it was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
That was a really good one. Yeah, honestly, those ones.
Gorgeous. How was Sound and Fury for you?
Oh, that was also a huge moment for me because I've been going to Sound and Fury
Of course.
since I was a little 17-year-old.
Since before you were Marisa 000.
Yeah.
Since before you were in grade school.
When it was at Santa Barbara.
Oh, it's cool too because you met all those guys going begrudgingly to a Sound and Fury thing. You know, like that's cool.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Huge part of your
That
journey.
was something that I was like, wow, this is kind of a full circle moment because I met you guys at Sound and Fury and now we're all together playing Sound and Fury. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Beautiful.
How was playing Riot Fest? I know you were kind of sick.
Yes. I saw you there and I told you. I had eustachian tube blockage.
Excuse me?
My right
What'd
ear.
you call me?
I'll have you know I am offended.
It's when your ear like can't drain, so all the fluids get trapped in your middle ear.
Ew.
And
I get that about every other month.
It's so painful.
Really?
Yeah.
Like excruciating. It's like fluid is pushing on your ear.
Are you a Q-tip girly?
No.
They feel so good.
Yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
me, you got to get into them. They're awesome.
All my ENTs were like, do not do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do they know?
I go in and get them professionally cleaned.
Damn. Yeah, that happens when that's the beauty of in-ear monitors. Mm-hmm. You put those fuckers in, they're coming out with something.
Oh yeah. The foam.
And then you just scrape it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show was, I was dreading it because, I was so excited for it. I don't want to say dreading it, but like, I was in so much pain.
Interesting.
That I was like, even talking was hurting my ear. It was also sensitive to sound. So like, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so scary. But then once I was up there, I was just like, this is so cool.
You and Cayle, y'all got ailments. you
do.
motherfuckers are always ailing.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah. You guys love an ailment.
We do. But Bo told me about this thing.
Neti pot?
Oh, I'm
Neti pot,
obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I don't fly without it.
What's it
I bought
called again?
one on it's the automatic neti pot thing. So it's like a $20 one that goes and flushes you out.
Can you use tap water?
No. So bottled water or distilled water only. Which is fine because you just get a bottle of water. It's no big deal.
I love bottles of water.
Yeah. And I love that thing so much. I started to get sick on the tour we just did. And in Pittsburgh at Preserving Hardcore, is that what it's called? Preserving
Underground. Right?
Underground, excuse me.
Yeah.
It is Underground. I fucking Postmated one to the venue because I didn't bring it. So now I got 3 of them.
I remember that.
And then you were still sick for the entire tour, right?
This is the first day where I was like, oh, I'm not sick.
Really?
Today, January 4th.
You had that itis.
I got sick twice on that tour.
Dude.
Twice.
We all were just passing it back and forth. It was brutal.
The second time around on that tour that I got it, I had full fever, full body chills, like for 3 or 4 days. I remember the show we played in Denver.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope this isn't a big one because
And it was like the best show.
that was like one of the best shows. But I literally sat in the van, like shivering, sweating, like full on fever.
Vaxxed?
And I'm vaxxed. Yes. And I was like ready to like pull the plug.
Wow.
And then I walk out there and I'm like,
oh, this rocks.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
It felt like a fever dream.
Dude, I don't know.
It's almost like I was dreaming with a fever or something. It's crazy.
We're gearing up to go to FYA this weekend.
Yeah.
A year ago is when I got COVID, and I have been on and off sick since then.
You got that long COVID.
I got the longest COVID, dude.
I'm just chilling.
I got COVID from
AG1. What? What did you say? You got COVID from what?
From my first Fleshwater show with Harm's Way.
Really?
Really?
I got it bad. That's why I brought up the COVID thing earlier.
Yeah, it was Omicron, I believe.
Omarion.
Yeah, Omarion. Me and
The
Anthony
Omarion variant.
both got it on Christmas Day.
Woo!
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You filthy animals.
I knew it was gonna happen though.
What's the dynamic between you and the rest of Fleshwater like? I know John loves Cracker Barrel, so
Yeah, John loves Cracker Barrel.
you
That's all you need
endure
to
a
know
lot of
about him.
Cracker Barrel.
John is just purely only eats McDonald's and Cracker Barrel. That's true. Jeremy will pretty much be down for anything. Loves chicken. Yeah, I don't know. It's
good.
It's a good dynamic. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. They do. I will say they're one of those bands that's down to just stop at a Dunkin' for food.
Yep.
And that's like the lunch. And I'm
That's
like,
it.
no.
Yeah. Then what do they get at Dunkin'?
Like the egg and cheese sandwich.
Oh, fucking repulsive.
Like the sausage.
No
patties.
way. That shit rocks.
Sickening.
I love
food.
that stuff.
I think I've finally come to the conclusion that I just don't really give a shit about like a breakfast sandwich.
Really?
Other than like a fried chicken breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Then you got me. I'm on my way.
I don't like eggs.
I love egg and cheese
like
on
eggs?
a bagel.
You know who else doesn't like eggs? Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri,
Oh.
that's right.
I'm going to hit him up.
And he's pretty successful.
Tell him.
So I wouldn't worry about
Egg
it.
and cheese on a bagel. I'm set.
I'm
I love
out.
it.
Cream cheese on a bagel. I'm back in.
Now, Colin, does that mean you don't give a fuck about McDonald's breakfast?
I don't really care for McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, that's right. I knew that about you. Huh.
I'm not really into it.
Interesting.
About the Chick-fil-A breakfast?
Yeah.
Just fried chicken.
I haven't been awake early enough in
I know.
like years
Trust me. I know.
to have that, but I would.
Here's the thing. I don't think anything beats just, well, I'm a steak and eggs man.
I
So
do.
if I can get that somewhere, I'm getting that. But also biscuits and gravy,
That sounds good.
nothing is as good as that.
I just recently started eating like meat again. Well, Colin
Yes.
actually took me to In-N-Out and I ate my first real cheeseburger in like 10 years.
We had a beautiful lunch at In-N-Out where we just, she needed companionship while she took the plunge.
What'd you think?
It was so good. He
Yes.
he had me eat it with the mustard grill.
Oh,
Yeah.
mustard
With
fried.
the pickles on there.
Did you get the
you
chopped
got
chilies
pickles
on there?
I got the pickles.
The chilies?
She's not there yet.
Okay.
I like the chilies.
You like chilies?
Yes, I do. I do.
Welcome.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome.
Grilled onions.
Chopped chili Marissa. That's what they call her.
Yes. They do call me that.
Good. Fleshwater's music videos.
Yes.
Oh.
Very unique. I see a lot of the band's personality in them. Who is making those?
Anthony.
No shit.
And I didn't even know that.
Really?
What can't
I
he
didn't have
do?
no idea. He just made those.
He films them, directs them, edits them.
What a fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
he's
cost $0 to make.
Well, we had to pay the city to let us use the they only charge us $100 to use the carousel for 2 hours.
$100. We had to pay Anthony thousands, but yeah, the videos are.
And then
Lowell, was that in Lowell?
that was in Salisbury, Massachusetts, on the beach.
Home of the steak.
But I'm sad because they had that there for years, that carousel, and then we filmed the music video. They got rid of it,
Wow.
so it's not even there anymore.
Yeah, but it's immortalized in your art forever.
It's true.
So I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, me too. Me
Damn.
too. But the Razor music video, we found this really cool antique shop in Lowell, and we paid them like probably whatever they wanted to let us use the space for a couple hours, film some like scenes in there. But then we just kind of took like B-roll of like a bunch of cool things like around Massachusetts. Massachusetts is so fucking
Yeah, I mean, it's
beautiful.
beautiful visually.
So, yeah.
And bizarre to look at. So
Yeah.
there's always something interesting. Mm-hmm. And I know they're big like Silent Hill, Resident Evil guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's funny that that's all it, like Silent Hill is the biggest influence I see in Fleshwater music videos.
Yeah, Anthony's also really into like specific directors like David Lynch, Wong Kar-wai. Wong Kar-wai was a big one he was into when we were filming Kiss the Ladder.
He's a student of the game, this guy.
Yeah, he loves it. It's fun to watch him do these things.
I mean, I like working with people that creative it's inspiring.
Oh yeah,
Makes you
Yeah, tell
better.
me
Makes
about it.
everybody around him better.
Tell
Yeah,
me
he's
about it.
very inspiring.
So you've told me before that like Anthony gets kind of stir crazy if he's not writing a song like every single day. Do you feel, are you trying to be that way as well? Or are you kind of, do you have a plan, for, like a roadmap for writing music this year?
I'm not one of those people who are just writing constantly. It'll just kind of come to me, or I'll be like doodling with my guitar and I'll just like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm going to go try and do that with a different instrument on Ableton or something. And and I'll kind of just, it'll just come to me randomly, but I don't really like, I don't strive or anything to be one of those people that's like writing every single day. And he's not striving for that either. He's just genuinely,
He's watching a movie and he's got a riff.
Yeah.
So it comes to him.
He's constantly doing that. It's cool. It's really inspiring, but I definitely will never be doing that as much as him.
All right. So so leave her alone.
Yes.
All right. Well, now I think it's time to get into Ghost World.
Hey, Marissa.
Ghost World. Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Marissa has had maybe more consistent, active paranormal experiences than anyone I know.
Damn. Take the title.
You know?
That's cool.
What you've told me about, like, even like your childhood and your home is wild. And then the real recent thing, let's start with that.
Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start with that. So our good friend Cayle passed recently, drummer of Twitching Tongues, Marissa's ex-boyfriend. What did you do shortly after receiving that news?
Well, I know a lot of people probably won't believe in this kind of thing, but I do. Mediums. I really wanted to see one. I've been wanting to see one for a very long time.
Was this your first time?
Yeah, this was my first time. I've like read my own tarot and stuff in the past, but I've never gone to like an actual medium. So I went to one. Well, I've lost a lot of people that were close to me growing up. Family, friends. So when this Cayle thing happened, it was like, okay, I've been wanting to do this, but now I'm actually going to do this because I'm just like, you never know what'll come through.
Just looking for any kind of solace with this, yet another tragedy in your life, you know?
For sure.
And I went into it like still kind of skeptical. I was like, I don't know what this is going to be like.
Right.
You know? But it was really cool. And Cayle definitely came through.
And
can you elaborate?
I'm hearing this and I'm like, what do you mean Cayle definitely came through? And like, but like we know Cayle really well. Obviously there's no way that this medium would have had all of the information or knowledge of Cayle's, just his behavior that we have.
Yeah.
Can you tell what you experienced?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like the funniest, like how to even, like, where do I start? Yeah. But obviously like other people were coming through too. My grandma, my brother, Robert, who else came through? My uncle. But Cayle kept coming right back in, which was very Cayle style. Like it would,
he kept interrupting.
Yes. Like the medium would be like telling me something that my grandma's telling me. And then he'd be like, hold on. There's something that this person's trying to say next, which was hilarious because very Cayle style. I'm going to pull my phone out for this.
Okay. Oh, you wrote it down, didn't you?
So the medium starts laughing out of nowhere and goes, did this person make a lot of funny voices? Like mimicking people, like just making these like Kermit voices or like, and I was like, yes, he did. And he's like, he keeps doing them like this whole time. And it's really fucking funny. Well, he didn't say fucking, but you know. And then he goes, did this person experience like a big amount of hearing loss?
Wow.
I was like, yes, from what I've been told. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, he sure did.
And I was like, yes. And he's like, well, he keeps making jokes to me to tell you to like keep wearing earplugs so you don't end up like him. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy.
That's insane.
Wow. Yeah. This was crazy, but the medium was like, did you guys share something like artistic together recently in real life, like in person? And I said, yeah, we did actually. We I didn't say what we did because I wanted to leave it up to him.
See if it was real.
Yeah. And he goes, well, he's telling me that you guys did something artistically together recently and he got to see what you did in real life. And he was very proud of you and he wanted me to tell you that. And that was like a really great day for him. And which
was right after our Gilman show.
Yeah, the Gilman show.
Which was one of the last shows that he played with us.
Yes, Twitching Tongues, Fleshwater, Harm's Way, Ingrown, Jive Bomb. To say the whole lineup. Yeah. Cruelty. Yes, Cruelty. How could I forget? And I was like, oh my God. And then he said also he's telling me that he wants you to tell whoever he was artistic with that he's thanking them for like continuing his legacy and that he is watching and he loves all of them. So basically his band members.
She's telling me this as I'm editing the tribute thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the middle of editing the tribute video and she's at my house telling me this.
Yeah. It like, I see him put together right now, but when this was happening, I was like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. There's a lot more. The guy goes, did this person like weed? And I was like, yeah, you could say that. And he's like, he keeps making jokes to me about that. And I'm like, wow. There's so many things that like, I'm like, this can't be fake.
Yeah.
He also was like, he keeps showing me foxes. That was Cayle's favorite animal.
He had all kinds of fox memorabilia. He had a big fox tattooed on his arm.
Yeah. The medium goes, is there a Kathy that rings a bell? That's his mom's name. Which I did bring this message to Kathy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He told me to tell her that she loves him, that he loves her. And just so many. He was making a lot of jokes. I'll say that too.
The interrupting thing killed me. Because you're like talking to your grandma and thinking of Cayle being back and be like, Marisa. Marisa is like the most Cayle thing imaginable.
There was even at the end of the whole thing when like the dude was like signing off. Like he was like, follow me on Facebook, like, and show me to your friends, like tell your friends about me. Then he goes, hold on. And I'm like, what? And he goes, that one person that was talking earlier has one more thing that he wants me to tell you. And I was like, this is fucking hilarious because that's exactly real life. Yeah. But he made a joke about how much I loved Halloween. He's like, he just wants me to tell you that he doesn't want you to ever stop loving Halloween as much as you do.
Oh.
I was like, yeah.
So that wrecked me, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, of course.
It was very special.
Yeah.
And even if that motherfucker was throwing blind shots at a dartboard, God, he killed it. And he just gave us a little bit of relief.
I know. Right. It was huge. Also, like I said, I got to like hear things from my brother, which to me was big.
Yeah.
Huge.
Of course. Yeah.
My grandma. I wear this necklace for her. It's like 3 7s because she was really into gambling.
Fuck yeah.
So am I. So is he. So are you, Bo.
Yeah.
And I wear it for her. And the medium was like, my short little lady with short gray hair is telling me that she really appreciates the necklace that you wear for her. Aww. And that
and it's like looking at these 3 necklaces on here, or 2.5 necklaces on here. I wouldn't be like, one of those is definitely for grandma.
Yeah.
And also with like angel numbers being a thing.
Yeah.
Like I would assume I would profile Marisa and be like, oh, she's like into numbers in like a spiritual way, not a gambling
like,
way.
That's for her grandma.
Yeah, exactly.
I would assume you just like gambling.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
So huge. I definitely believe in spiritual things.
Tell me a little bit about your growing up in a haunted house.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that is real. My parents' house is definitely haunted. Huge. I've had friends come over and refuse to walk in.
Just the vibe?
Because of like the energy, like some weird sixth sense thing.
What?
Yeah, like literally I've had this happen twice.
Really?
Rachel BEN-SHAH?
Yeah, Rachel can confirm. Rachel was with me one morning. We were eating breakfast in my parents' kitchen, dining room table, and we're just, we're that comfortable in our friendship where we're just both on our phones, not talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
And all of a sudden, let me grab this for reference. This biscotti lid that from like a biscottis we were eating starts like slowly moving across the whole table, like towards Rachel. And not stopping. Like, it's not like a wind blowing or anything. And we both just look up at each other like, what the fuck?
So it's like the chair in the kitchen poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom says that, like, shit flies out of the cupboards.
Place is dark-sided, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to do a haunt lore there. We need to stay over at Marissa's parents.
Yeah, HardLore spends the night at Marissa's parents.
I have one really scary story that could tell.
Please.
Hit me.
If we have time.
We've got time.
Okay, good. Okay. This is a 2-part. So Rachel is involved too.
Of course.
I was house sitting down the street at this person's house, and it was really scary because it was like massive backyard, all windows, house, no blinds.
Hate
I was
that.
supposed to sleep. Yeah, I was like, fuck this. I'm out. I was supposed to sleep there. I was too afraid. So I was like, Rachel, come with me to my parents' house and we'll just come back really early in the morning to feed the dog. Like, it was already like 2 a.m, so I wasn't going to be gone very long. We go back home. We're in my room. We're like, oh, we're safe. We're good. In my closet, we hear, it's out of key. So I'm going to sing it out of key on purpose. We hear, like really out of key for Elise.
Oh.
And we were like, do you hear that? And she was like, is that your phone? And I'm like, no, that's coming from my closet. So I go into the closet. This
first mistake.
So anyways, I go in there.
Yeah.
No.
Alone.
And I
Hello? White people be like.
Yeah. And there's a music box from my childhood, like open and in the back of my closet, just playing out of key.
No.
Terrifying.
That won't do.
So I was like, me and Rachel were like, fuck this. I tried closing it and it wouldn't turn off and it like was still playing. So I was like, okay, it's just busted and it probably is old and it probably just started playing on its own. Like logically, that's probably what happened. I close it. I have to like borderline break it to get it to stop. And it finally stops and I'm like, all right, whatever, this is fine. We go to bed. I want to say a month later, 4 weeks later, I go to work at Frankie's.
Frankie's Italian Kitchen, Reseda and Ventura. Get the drunken chicken or the drunken pasta.
We
Thank
both
me
used to
later.
work there.
Thank us later.
Yeah. Yes. I had just gotten home from Frankie's. My parents are both at work. My brother's at work. It's playing again.
Oh my God.
But it's not in my closet. It's on my bed.
What?
It's on my bed, open, playing for Elise.
Question.
Yes.
Don't you piss me off, you motherfucker.
Do we have any?
I like the logical questions.
Do we
'cause I
have
can answer
any
them.
house cleaners
No, we don't have any.
of any kind?
Nope.
Would somebody who was cleaning, tidying, putting something in your room overhear it?
No, I also left this part out. I fucking hid that shit underneath a bunch of shit when I put it away.
Okay.
Because I was like, fuck this thing.
Did you look in the closet after you found it on your bed?
No, so this is the rest of the story. I go into my room like it's like a fucking movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I see it on my bed playing. As I lock eyes with it, I hear what sounds like. The only thing I could describe it as is my mom's bathroom was on the other side of my bedroom wall. It sounded like someone took a blow dryer and slammed it against the wall. Like so loud that I was convinced someone was in the house.
Right.
I was like, someone's in the house. So I ran outside screaming. I call my dad, like screaming. I didn't even set the alarm. I didn't even lock the house.
Right.
I ran outside screaming. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, someone's in the house. Someone's in the fucking house.
Like you're positive.
Positive, 100%. Someone's in the house right now. He's like, I can't leave work. Like, and he's like, go back in, check. I'm like, No.
What the fuck, Dad?
No. And so I like drove to Rachel's house. I was like, fuck that. I was
Rachel
like,
Ben-SHAH?
Yeah, Rachel Ben-SHAH. Yes, Rachel Ben-SHAH.
She's single, by the way.
Yes, she's single. She's single. At Rachel.Ben-SHAH.
Okay, all right.
So I go to her house. I'm like crying because I like actually thought my house was invaded. No. My brother comes home, goes through the house. No one was in there. The alarm was on when I got home. I turned off the alarm when I walked in. So nobody could have been in there. But I had my dad. I slept at Rachel's that night because I was like, I'm not going home. I had
Rachel
my dad.
Ben-SHAH?
Rachel Ben-SHAH, yes. I ended up telling my dad to throw the thing in the trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that work?
Yes.
You were rid of the spirit once and for all when you threw it away?
Well, no.
The accursed object?
Still a spirit in the house.
Oh, no.
But the cursed object is now gone.
Who got you that
That's
cursed object?
fucked.
Do you remember
no idea.
where it came from? Huh.
But Rachel...
Which Rachel
Ben-SHAH.
is that?
Rachel Ben-SHAH.
Thank you.
Was around for all of this, so she can confirm.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Rachel, if you're listening.
Yes. I also have a picture of me and my brother with a ghost in the background.
Now, when you say a ghost, what do you mean?
Why don't you look at the picture right now and you tell me?
I can't wait to see it.
That was crazy.
Wow, that was
I'm
nuts.
terrified.
I believe.
Yeah. So I'll explain it in the picture because if they're looking at it in this moment, you will see me and my little brother. This is a house that's not our current house. Which makes me convinced that something's following me.
You are the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Lowell, have you had any things happen in Lowell?
Yes, in my new apartment, similar to what happens in my parents'
You're
house.
cursed as fuck. You're haunted. You're possessed.
Yeah, and guess where she's sitting right now, brother.
The same thing that happened to me at my parents' house, similar happened at my new apartment. So I'm like, okay, it's me. But anyways, this picture, me and my brother look on the staircase. It's a man in a fucking cloak with like a top hat walking up the stairs.
Oh, gentlemen.
The Hat Man.
And now Colin's office is going to be fucked.
Nope. I'm warded up. I got a candle.
Yeah, he does. He does.
That's how that works. So that's irrefutable proof. Ghosts are real. You heard it here on our show for the 18th time. The ghosts are real. Now there's no denying it, really.
Well, also, I think part of the reason I'm cursed is because growing up when I was 7, my grandma gave me her Ouija board.
Oh, it all starts with them damn Ouija boards.
Ouija board.
Amateur move.
And she just told me it was a fun thing that moved on its own. I didn't know it was like cursed.
She said that.
Yeah. So I would be sitting in my room with like all the lights off playing with this thing like every night.
And it moved on its own?
And it moved on its own. Yeah. I would like.
What?
And I'd do it with my friends. I'd have like my friends come over every day. I'm like, look at this thing. It like moves. And
so when did you find out?
That's the most important part of the story. That's step one.
And I wouldn't know. I didn't learn until recently you're supposed to tell it goodbye.
Yeah. Or else they stay.
Didn't know that.
Now, when did you realize it's not supposed to like...
It's not supposed to be like a thing until the movies came out. And I was like, wait, this is like... You're not supposed to...
This is a fun toy that just moves.
That's and my grandma, before she passed away, she lived in a like old people's home. She would always insist that I brought it. And she wouldn't want to do it. This is so embarrassing. She wouldn't want to do it in her bedroom. She wanted to do it in the common space. So, and I would be like, Grandma, can we go to your room? She's like, no, this is where I want to do it. And so we'd be sitting in this common space and we'd be using the Ouija board like every week.
This is Hereditary.
Yeah.
She's the grandma from Hereditary.
She's from Massachusetts.
Is this the grandma who you wore the necklace for?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She was setting you up.
Yeah.
One day you're going to...
I know. I love her.
You're going to be crawling on this ceiling coming to get me.
I know.
Can't wait.
Yeah. It's definitely awesome. Why this happened. But anyways.
Well, it's irrefutable. Ouija boards, don't play with them.
Don't play with them.
And if you're going to play with them, come on the show and tell me all about it. Remotely.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't come to my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I brought it, by the way.
No, you didn't. Don't start with me. I picked you up.
Chili.
I know what you got. Yeah, Chili, don't run. Here's a question for you.
Yes.
We might have asked you this before. Who do you do?
What do I do? you have asked me this before, and I've thought about it in depth in the past, like ever since I answered it. So I'm going to answer it better this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in you.
It's hard though, so give me a second.
Mm-hmm. And if you're here for the first time because you're a big fan of Marisa, who do you do? We're talking about who she does when Fleshwater plays live or Mirsy plays live.
Yeah.
Who are the artists that she is inspired by that she has taken some kind of physical inspiration from in her performance?
Yeah.
Or just aesthetic. Anything.
Could be attitude.
Attitude.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to say. I've watched like countless videos of Sonic Youth. And I've also, grew up with Paramore. And I think I said this last time, I love Evanescence Amy Lee when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Legend.
Yeah. So like those three combined, the amounts of videos I've watched of them growing up.
There's going to be some of their stuff in what you're doing one way or another.
Exactly.
So those are great answers.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah.
Also Bjork. Actually, the list goes on. I'm just constantly watching live videos of all these people and just
getting inspired.
I can't say that I do all of them justice.
No, none of us
stage
do.
Performance.
Yeah, none of us do.
But I love them all.
Beautiful. Being inspired is the best.
Yeah.
Inspiration makes the best art. When you stop being inspired is when art starts to suck.
Yeah. Wow. I could say now, for people watching, one of my ailments.
She's always ailing.
Because I have middle ear issues, I live with constant vertigo.
Oh, this is big.
This is big. Yeah.
The Vertigo community. Marisa gets texts from people in bands being
do.
Hey, I heard.
I can name you a list of so many bands that I've been reached out to about, just being like, hey, I heard through the grapevine you deal with vertigo. Can you help me through it?
Really?
Wow.
I don't think people realize how much this affects being on stage.
Oh, wow. I had vertigo for a few weeks in the beginning of 2022. And we weren't playing shows, so I didn't experience that. Yeah. But it is a terrible.
What does it do?
I have it to the point where like it's chronic. So if I just move my head the wrong way, I'll get like a vertigo attack. I can't headbang because I'll get a vertigo attack.
Damn.
I can't even look down for too long. I can't spin. So like I'm very limited on stage. Like I have to really rely on the other guys to be doing stuff because I have to stand pretty still.
Yeah, but your body's going to thank you in 10 years, I'll tell you what.
Well, now, I mean, if anybody gives you shit now,
right.
And go, fuck.
That's why I thought it was worth mentioning because I definitely deal with that a lot. And I will watch other bands where I'll see them just being free and doing whatever they want. And I will get emotional because I'll be like, wow, what's it like?
Wow.
What's it like?
Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Vertigo,
in a sad way.
To me, like what I was going through, because I think it's one of those, it's kind of like your migraine things where it can be different. It's basically a sense of like your brain isn't agreeing with what is happening around you. Like it's you're kind of perceiving two different things and you get dizzy and confused and you can like overheat and you can like all these.
What happens to your body?
Your eyes, what's technically happening is your eyes lose connection with like your brain in a sense of like rapid eye movement. Yeah. So your eyes will be going left, 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 left. And it's kind of like they don't know how to stay in one place.
And you can't stop it.
And it kind of like almost, I don't know what a seizure feels like, but I feel like that's what it feels like. It's happened on stage before where it's triggered and I just have to play it off.
Oh,
and
shit.
I can't really.
Do you just close your eyes?
No, closing your eyes makes it worse.
Really?
I'd kind of tumbled to the left a little bit when it happened.
Spin around.
Yeah, you could do that.
This is good for vertigo.
Yeah, oh my god, the spinny chairs freak me out.
Oh,
okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
a spinny
okay.
ride,
Trigger.
a spinny ride at like an amusement park or a carnival or something.
You're done. You're out.
Oh, dude, you won't catch me on one. No way.
I know.
The 3D ones are the ones I can't do.
No, I can't do any of them.
Like Star Tours. I got a VR headset out there. I got to get you in there. See what happens.
I will not be leaving you in Lana's place if I.
You might just start floating.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, I live on your couch now. I can't move.
Welcome home. How do we wrap this up, Bo? Should we ask about culinary delights?
I believe we should, because I don't know. I feel like, you know what would be fun? Let's see if we can pick individual members of Fleshwaters where they would want to eat.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do that.
Okay.
Because I feel like we know them.
Yeah.
John's
like
McDonald's.
John's a McDonald's guy.
McDonald's.
We got
Big time. McDonald's Cracker Barrel, that's been established.
Yeah. Jeremy.
Anthony. Oh, Jeremy.
Okay. Jeremy, I think, frustratingly, but in like the best way, I think he would literally eat anywhere.
No, he would, but he also is like a healthy guy.
He's very slender.
Yeah.
He's very slender.
He loves anything with a green in it.
Chipotle.
Yeah, he'll eat that, I'm sure. He will go out of his way to eat something healthy.
Okay. So Anthony.
What an asshole.
Yeah. I know.
What a dick. Anthony.
Anthony's also like, he'll eat whatever. He loves
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves it all. He loves the McDonald's.
Mm.
He's pretty easygoing when it comes to food,
Okay.
which is fun because I get to cook for him. And
Ooh,
he'll actually
and
eat it.
You know what? He promised me a jar of his mother's sauce probably 6 years ago. I still haven't gotten it. Is it
He
good?
will. It's so good. Shout out
Anthony,
Nancy.
quit fucking around. Give me my damn sauce.
It is so good.
So
Wouldn't know.
let's hit Marisa with the golden arches.
The Golden Arches question.
Yeah.
Fleshwater's flying down the freeway, going gig to gig. You're starving.
Yes.
You see the magical sign with all the things on it. What's making you stop being like, guys, this is it, pull off?
And it could be anything.
Anything.
It literally,
anywhere.
it doesn't matter where you are, nothing matters. It just needs to be like not a one-off place.
Honestly, I think I would just go with In-N-Out.
Expert answer by an expert answerer.
Your first In-N-Out burger was today?
No.
No.
I had In-N-Out burgers growing up, and then
but
for
I mean,
the past however many years I haven't eaten red meat,
Yeah.
I would always just get like a grilled cheese with grilled onions, add everything.
And then a couple months ago, we were hanging out.
Months ago,
She was
gotcha.
like, I think I want meat. And I was like, I'll pick you up.
And now I'm into the protein style. I was just telling. It's so good.
It's crazy.
We're living good over here.
Now I want it after this.
Say no more.
Yeah,
I had it last night. I'll have it tonight.
Say no more.
I gotta eat it as much as I can when I'm out here.
You
Yeah.
gotta get it in.
Yeah. I get it every time I'm there, for sure.
Well, Marisa, this has been
Easy.
a blast.
Yeah. Just so
I had
easy.
so much fun.
I had the best time. I'm so glad you had fun. I'm so glad, you're welcome here anytime. You have an open invite. Fleshwater, just on top of the world. Can't
Just
wait
you
to
wait.
see.
Yeah, just
what's
you wait.
next.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of closing remarks or a message you'd like to leave the people?
Tell your friends you love them.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
We love you so much, the HardLore listener, and we appreciate you. Thank you, Marisa, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This was just wonderful. Listen to Fleshwater.
Yep.
Listen to Cosmic Joke, HardLore Records. Bye.
Bye.
I love Cosmic Joke.
Woo! See you next week.
See ya.